I know, guys, different camera angle. I get it. I thought today, take a look at our beautiful, beautiful Mox Amber. But I thought today we'd have a trip down memory lane. Okay, I understand. Memory lane can be a scary, crazy place, but other times it can be a wonderful place to visit. And I thought today would be a great day before the pre-release to just have a look and go over some stuff with you guys. So I'm just going to move the angles a bit, so please forgive me as I do this. But, so up here I have a couple Mox Opals that are not in decks. These are just cards I collect in my main binder. Usually there's little stories and stuff behind them. And I thought I would just share a few with you today. Opening some sets and getting some of the expedition lands. This is another time walk I got from Amy Weber. When I did it, take an extra after this one, Amy Weber down there, signature, little custom paint job on it, which is a wonderful card. And I think that was only like $30 at the time. Cyclopean Tomb, something from my younger days that I kept around. I haven't used it that often, but still. Now, what I found is when I keep my binders like this, I'm a lazy collector. So I always have to check because behind my cards can be more cards. I never know when I'm searching until I look to see what's behind it, because sometimes I do silly things and I don't pay attention. So, it happens. Over here, we're getting to some of the older stuff, such as Natural Selection, which I think is an underrated card. It says right there, look at the top 3 cards of player target of any player's library. You may opt to rearrange those cards or shuffle the library. So you can make sure they're getting good cards, bad cards. I mean, that's an instant, guys. It's 1 green. It's a sick card. Misty Rainforest, some, Sinkhole, Path XL, some Beta Ices I got for $5 each. Because back then, Ices weren't worth anything, which is kind of funny now. But, all right. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. Here we have Alley of Cairo. This is one I opened in a pack many years ago, and I've kept it ever since. It was a combination used with Spectral Cloak with Illusionary Mask before they errated it. But Illusionary Mask, you would keep the card upside down, you put Illusionary Cloak on top of it, and basically nothing anybody could do could kill you back then. As long as they couldn't wipe the board, you could stop them and you would win the game. And it was hilarious. It just was. It was very, very cool. I keep cards like that for the nostalgic value. Although, let's face it, Arabian Nights cards, they've so gone up in value that it's kind of crazy to think about, right? Just sickening. Okay, here we have. Remember I told you before about how I had these old library Langs? Here's one. If you take a look here, it is in played shape. You can see the little nick there. But you're still talking an alpha card. And I paid $6 for that. I looked it up. I paid $6 a little under 2 years ago. Because, again, nobody thought those cards were worth anything at that point. So, I do this too, guys. I put cards in behind cards backwards. I know I shouldn't do it, but I just get lazy. It's how I do it. Wall of Swords, alpha, right? Okay, so here is stuff I know I do. So here's my Wall of Swords. Great. Guardian Beast, again, Arabian Nights. Had it as a kid. Used to keep all my Moxes from getting totally plastered. So it was a very important card. And back then, guys, people thought it was 1 black. And there was no other casting cost if you looked. Right? But there is. It's 3 plus 1, but it was very funny. I bought a whole bunch of these Ulamog of the Ceaseless Hungers back in the day for about $10 each when it first came out. So these are the extra ones that are not in decks. I have a total of 50, I think. But these are just ones that I had around. So I thought I would mention that to you. I thought that was kind of cool. All right, over here, just an extra dual lands. Stuff that I'm not using. Extra Caracases, stuff like that. Beta Fireballs. Lake of the Dead. I bought a set of... I wish I bought more. I bought 1 play set of 4. And I left it at a play set of 4. And I didn't think anything of it. But I should have. Because what didn't occur to me was that card was on the reserve list. I didn't know about that back then. And I wish I had. Same with Nebuchadnezzar. I had it as a kid. I wanted it again, so I rebought it. Tutors, of course, are always good. All right. See? Spectral Cloaks when I did it with the other card. Now, Toothy. Pier. I love the idea that this guy's imaginary friend is a giant monster. I don't know what it is about that card. It caught me, and it blew my mind. And I got a playset I can play with, and then a playset of foils, because I just think it reminds me of my childhood when you had those kind of friends who were like, you know, the best, and they had, oh, my imaginary friend Dave, and Dave comes out and plays hide and go seek with me, and plays, you know, all kinds of games. It was hilarious, but the idea of it just, you know, it floored me. I had my Sen triplets doing nothing, and I just had them in some decks, and then somebody told me one day they're worth a lot of money, and I didn't pay attention. Chalice of the Void, same deal. Beta Illusionary Mask, Force Field. Okay, Argivians. I bought some cards I told you guys about. Tanos' Coffin. But I started buying quite a few of the Argivians just because I had as a kid. We used to keep bringing back Chaos Orb, turn after turn after turn, and just wreck people. It was hilarious. I start getting to more of my Ices, some of my older stuff, as well as I love Planeswalkers, as you guys know. So I keep collecting them and getting them. Usually it's play sets of 4 in each of these sleeves, sometimes more. Sometimes I stuff them a little full, as you can see, and I shouldn't. But still, very, very cool to have. And they just, you know, something about the Planeswalkers that literally drew me back to the game. I came back, I guess, around Lorwyn, and they were just starting out back then. And of course, yes, I have lots of Ugins, and I didn't realize that Ugin had gone up. I was buying them cheap. I have the promo edition ones. Lots of extra stuff. I probably don't even know what half this is. Oh, remember this, right? The big furry monster. He is a $99.99. It was hilarious. I remember a buddy who actually tried to play with this once. It did not work out well for him. Okay, Wardens. I tried to use this a few times when cons came out. I could not get him to level up the way I wanted. It was horrible. And you can see I even have comments and stuff in here. Guys, I put everything that catches my eye. So when I look through this binder, it reminds me of decks that I'm trying to build. And you know, I need that reminder sometimes because I just get too many ideas for decks and I can't follow through on everything I'd like to do. There's that Kozilek and stuff, right? Like I even put these in here. Twiddles. That's a play set of beta Twiddles because they became ridiculous price. All these beta circles are sets of 4. I got them at some store for $1 a piece. I remember just buying a whole whack load of them. You know, some Legends cards, things I opened back as a kid. You can tell that Kane is mine because it's all beat up, and it was amazing. We thought at the time that you could reshuffle things, right? I don't know. I thought it was a nice day to take a trip down memory lane of just one of my binders and look through stuff and say, hey, man, remember these cards? Tolarians, right? Another good collection set I have. I didn't buy enough of them before they started to climb, but, you know, it's just cool to see. Tokens and stuff I seem to keep around because they remind me of the Planeswalkers, right? You know, it's good stuff. It's amazing to think about and to dream about. And with the pre-release coming, I love the idea, guys, that when this pre-release comes out, we'll be able to all have a great time and think about it and open the cards and take this story in of War of the Spark and just, you know, have a great time with it. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. This is Sean, the Magic the Gathering guy. Remember to get your friends involved in Magic and have a great time. If you're new to my channel, I hope you guys subscribe and have a great one. I can't really flip the camera properly. I'll give you guys a thumbs up today, and I will, you know, work on buying a camera when I get some more subs. All right, guys, you have a wonderful time. I probably will not do a video tomorrow unless it's really late or really early in the morning on the Saturday with a box of the new set, okay? So thanks again. Have a great time. This is Sean, the Magic the Gathering guy. Tune in, guys.